seeing in my head what it's gonna be sick. For the past few weeks, I've been working on a documentary, and as far as pre-production goes, I got enough things together to finally start doing the interviewing process. Typically, I choose to do the interviewing process beforehand to see the questions play out on my editing timeline. I like to lay it all on my timeline because then I get to lay out all the questions and decide on what B-roll can go accordingly to those questions, to those specific questions. You don't always get to do this in documentaries, so I am definitely just taking advantage of the time that I have. Luckily, I'm able to do that. So I wanted to make this video to show a little bit of the behind the scenes, or what the shooting actually looks like when you're doing the interview process. I don't feel like I've seen a whole lot of that on YouTube, so I thought that would be helpful to see at least, and get some insight when it comes to shooting on location for documentary projects, as well as some solid advice when things don't exactly go as planned. I miss this camera.
I'm just married though.
I just might. So my idea is to like literally top down, maybe like a little bit more in the front with the light dome on it as well. I think that looks sick. Whoa, this is trippy. All these little chips on here. See any good movies lately? Or?
Have you seen the movie The Gentleman?
Gentleman?
Yeah. Is that guy Richie?
About me?
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna leave.
Okay. Kind of like just binge watching something, or having something that's like more episodic because it's like easier to. Jesus. Who invented this? So for the shoot, one of the shots that I wanted to get was kind of like a sunset vibe. I saw a photo that one of my buddies took, Donovan. Shout out to Donovan. He took this photo and I really enjoyed the aesthetic of it, what it looks like, the story that was being told by incorporating the light overhead while outdoors. I thought that was super unique, kind of fit in with the vibe that I was going for this documentary. So my friend and I went to a local park and try to get that sunset vibe. The plan was to put an aperture 300x with the light dome SC overhead, but due to some unforeseen circumstances and kind of poor planning on my part, the interviewee was coming back from a camping trip, so we didn't really know exactly what time he was gonna arrive, and it was dark by the time he came.
I don't want to mess up the sandbag.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Gotcha, baby.
It wasn't his fault, but that kind of changed up my plan a lot and the idea that I had in mind. So I kind of just ran with it. I decided to keep the same design going, but it would kind of change up the vibe a little bit, which I kind of liked at the end of it. If you could see in this B-roll, I did like the aesthetic. I did like what I was seeing. But that quickly changed as well as we got interrupted by some guy. Okay. Well, here, we can take a pause, Gabe. I think we might get kicked out.
Hey! You're not supposed to be out here at all! I'm calling the ranger!
I noticed a light shining on Gabe's face during the interview, and I turned around and I thought it was a bike or something. It was a guy. He seemed very upset. He said that he was on the phone with the Rangers and that they were going to come out and tow our cars away. And in those situations, I feel like there's a lot of ways you can go about it and react irrationally or whatever. I think we were I guess we were in the wrong for being there a little bit too long, but I felt like we can knock out a few questions at the very least. It was pretty much a ruined shoot overall, but I didn't let that discourage me. We decided just to replan, reshoot, and that's exactly what we did at this next location. So at this new location, I decided to go with a different design than the previous location. And this one I wanted to go for more of a shot that I saw in Free Solo. And it goes great because Gabe also climbs and has a van like Alex Honnold. So I decided to go with that vibe. You can plan all you want, but things will happen along the way, and you just need to be willing to adjust, essentially. But this new location actually turned out for the better. I had full sunlight available and all the time that I needed to get the interview done without someone telling us to leave, which is pretty nice. Like I said before, with this footage, I'm able to plop this on my timeline and really chop down the questions, chunk them together, see what fits and what doesn't, organize it to a point where I can kind of visualize the documentary as I go along with the questions. And from there, when I go on to shoot more B-roll stuff, more cinematic B-roll type stuff, I have a better idea of what to get because the answers were within the interview. So because I listened to the interview before and jotted down the B-roll shots that I wanted to get, I now know to get a shot of a lens cap. And for instance, I don't actually need to get a shot of a lens cap, but a big point that I wanted to get across when making this video is that things will go wrong. Like, they will go wrong, and there's no way around it, unfortunately. But through trial and error, you learn from those mistakes that you make and you do them better the next time they come around. So don't get discouraged if this is your first time doing a shoot, doing a documentary, and something like this goes wrong or things go wrong. Maybe in a short film, you can plan a little bit better, but when it comes to documentaries, you can't plan everything to a T, but you can choose how to react to certain situations and the problems that arise. And that's what it's all about, right? I think pre-production is still an absolute essential thing that you should probably do when you're planning out something that's also taking up other people's time, especially. But sometimes you just have to roll with what you got and make the most out of situations, and also keep calm in situations. You know, it's easy to act irrationally, it's easy to get mad and whatever, but yeah, stay calm and, you know, do better next time. Thank you for watching. If you got this far into the video, feel free to hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, there's gonna be a lot more content around this project coming soon. I have a lot of stuff planned, so that's awesome. So stay tuned for that and have a good day.